All right, let's look at the practice exam 3, number 5, part B. All right, so we want to take the limit using L'Hopital's rule, but we don't have a fraction that we can apply L'Hopital's rule, so we're going to create one. All right, so this is going to be equal to, so you have a limit as x approaches infinity, right? So we can see that this is exactly the same thing as e to the natural log of 1 plus 1 over x to the x power, right? The reason why these are the same thing is that you can see the exponential function and the log function cancel out each other, so you get exactly the same thing. All right, so then we can squeeze this limit to this power here, so we can write it as e to the limit as x approaches infinity of natural log of 1 plus 1 over x to the x. All right, we can do that, right? So in order to take the limit of the whole thing, we just have to take the limit of the power, because e has nothing to do with x. All right, then using the property of log, if you have x here, we can put it in front, right? Better yet, multiply by x is same thing as divided by its reciprocal, right? Divide by 1 over x is same thing as multiply by x. All right, now we have a fraction. Then we plug in, x goes to infinity. You can now see that, maybe I'll use a different color. You can now see that this guy is approaching 0, right? And also this guy is approaching 0, which means that this guy is approaching natural log of 1, which is 0, right? So you have a 0 over 0 situation, so therefore you can use the L'Hopital's rule. All right, so you can use the L'Hopital's rule, so let's apply. All right, so you still have e and still have the limit sign as x approaches infinity. All right, then take the derivative of 1 over x, which is going to be negative 1 over x squared, right? You can do that, right? I'm just doing a 1 over x derivative is same thing as x to the negative 1. Take the derivative, so negative 1 in front, x, subtract 1 from the power, which is negative 1 over x squared. All right, then if you take the natural log, derivative of the natural log of 1 plus 1 over x is going to be, right, so it's going to be 1 plus 1 over x on the bottom. Take the derivative of that, put it on top. Derivative of 1 is 0. Derivative of 1 over x is, we just did, negative 1 over x squared, right? So you have 1 over x squared, negative sign cancel out. There is a 1 over x squared on the bottom, 1 over x squared on top. So you have 1 here, right? So as you clean it up, you have e to the, right, still have limit as x approaches infinity. Then you have 1 on top. Then you have 1 plus 1 over x, right? So as x approaches infinity, this guy approaches 0, so you get 1 over 1. So you're going to get e to the 1, which is just the same thing as e. All right, that's it. I hope that this was clear.